This week, a heat dome is suffocating half of America. Hospitals are filling up, power grids are maxing out. Over 150 daily temperature records are expected to fall right around July 4th. Everyone's calling it unprecedented. Except two scientists saw it coming in 2010, and they wrote it down. Stephen Sherwood and Matthew Huber were climate scientists asking a question nobody else had thought to put into hard numbers. Is there a temperature where the human body simply cannot survive? Not feels bad, not dangerous, but physically, biologically impossible to live through, no matter how strong, are young, or hydrated you are. Their answer was 35 degrees Celsius, but not the temperature you read on a thermometer. Something called wet bulb temperature, a number that combines heat and humidity into a single measure of how much your body can actually cope. And their 2010 paper didn't just describe the limit. It mapped out exactly when parts of the world would start hitting it. Most people assume hotter always means more dangerous, but your body doesn't measure air temperature. It measures whether it can cool itself down. In dry heat, sweat evaporates almost instantly, pulling heat out of your skin like a built-in air conditioner. That's why a desert at 122 F can sometimes be survivable. The air does the work for you. But in humid heat, the air is already soaked. Sweat has nowhere to go. It just sits on your skin while your core temperature climbs, second by second. Here's the physics. Your core sits at 37 C. Your skin runs slightly cooler around 35 C, so heat can flow from hot to cold, like water running downhill. But once the air around you hits 35 C wet bulb, that downhill disappears. There's nowhere for the heat to go, and it doesn't matter what you do. Shade, water, stillness. Your body is now a sealed pressure cooker with no release valve. Sherwood and Huber's 2010 paper made 4 specific predictions. Let's check their homework against this week's news. Prediction 1. Heat becomes America's dominant climate threat. Check. Heat already kills more Americans every year than hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods combined. Prediction 2. High-pressure systems start trapping hot air for days at a time over major population centers. Check. That is literally the mechanism of what forecasters are calling a heat dome right now, a lid of high pressure sitting over the eastern us. Prediction 3. Humidity, not just raw temperature, becomes the deciding factor in how dangerous it really is. Check. Right now, the heat index, what your body actually feels, is forecast to hit 115 F in some cities where the air temperature is only 99 F. Humidity is doing the rest. Prediction 4. Overnight temperatures stop providing relief. Check. Forecasters are warning overnight lows this week may stay in the mid-70s. Bodies and power grids never fully recover before the next wave hits. Now here's the part that should actually unsettle you. That 35 C limit? It was calculated for a best-case scenario. A perfectly healthy young adult sitting completely still in the shade, already acclimatized to the heat. When researchers at Penn State actually tested real people in climate chambers, the true danger zone kicked in much earlier, around 30 to 31 C wet bulb. In other words, Sherwood and Huber's warning wasn't alarmist. It was optimistic. A 16-year-old paper just called this week's headlines almost exactly. So here's the question worth sitting with. What are today's scientists warning us about right now that we're not paying attention to yet? That's what this channel is about. Scientists who were right just too early for anyone to listen. Subscribe. New episode is coming soon.